Andrea, what's the only way to make a mystery better than having it in karaoke?
Put in a magician.
Exactly. What do you say we talk about this, Private Eyes?
Let's do it. All right, so Private Eyes, we're almost at the end of season one. Season one, episode 9, Disappearing Act. Shade and Angie are hired by Detective Mazrahi to find a magician who's pulled off the ultimate magic trick, vanishing from police custody. Meanwhile, Becca's return complicates Shade's life as he receives a tantalizing offer to co host a show with her. So, what we liked about this one, for myself, the opening scene, both of them in bed with their respective partners. I loved that start. It got you like, oh, what's already happening?
A little
Uh,
saucy.
I I enjoyed seeing the parallels of both of their relationships being developed in this one. Maybe one developed, one fizzled. And then the backdrop of magic, which is just a staple for Hallmark mysteries, for I think any mystery. Because as I was watching this, Shakespeare and Hathaway also I had just completed their magician episode. So I'm like, wow, this is just magic everywhere. So I think that, as you had alluded to in the intro, I think that's a great element for any mystery show, just because there is magic and you're like, hey, something's disappearing or a trick went wrong. So many angles you can play here. Like I'm thinking of the one with Monk as well, where the annoying roommate is actually killed in that. Spoiler, in case anyone hadn't seen that. But yeah, like that is just, it's great. So for me, this episode, I thought it felt very end of the season. I kind of had to double check. I'm like, wait, is this not episode 10? Like
Absolutely.
we have another one after this. So that has also left me intrigued for how are they going to wrap up season one? Because this felt like a season finale, not like oh, we're just on the episode before the season finale. So what about you? What did you like?
As you said, magic. Just magic. You can't go wrong. Abracadabra, the crossword's my
Oh,
favorite
yes.
one of those too, right? I just love me magic. So it just, coming off the karaoke just recently and then going into this, I'm like, can it get any better? So I think we're gonna have a fake boyfriend in the next one. The fake
Wait, have you
romance
seen
in
it?
space. No, I haven't. And
Okay.
and some time travel. If those are
Oh,
involved in the next one, my mind will explode because my favorite tropes there. But moving on, this episode just packed so much into it. You had the mystery, which I think was a really intriguing, mystery for the most part. Um, it had different angles and things like that. You had the Matt and Angie drama. You had the Shade and Becca drama. You had Angie and her dad, and then of course we also got some Derek and Angie, as you mentioned early on, and it's definitely more steamy than normal you see on Hallmark and stuff. So it was great. Like anytime we get Derek and Angie together, I'm happy. So all in all, like I said, it just kept hitting note after note after note for me. So loved it. Watched it a couple times. So it's a good one.
yeah. Anything you didn't like? Because I was invested in this one from start to finish.
For me, the fight with Angie and Shade, it just kind like you've talked about sometimes how it can stress you out. It stressed me out. How I'm just like, come on, guys.
Okay, there's 5 seasons we know, so you knew it wasn't going to be
I
the
know
end,
it wasn't
Eric.
great. I know it wasn't there. It's just like, come on, guys. You're so good together. Don't have this angst. So it was emotionally stressing. I did not think like, oh no, they're going to go off and do competing private eye firms or anything. It just I love when they're together and can be a little snarky with each other, but seeing it be like, oh, but great makeup scene. Like the poker
Oh
being
yeah,
the
so
analogy of
good.
their relationship.
So good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm all in. Yes, you are. So way to go. Way to go, Shade.
Well, and I thought I saw more chemistry in that scene, like actual chemistry like she has with, Detective Logan. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, like I could
No, no,
see
no.
some
Don't do that to me.
you could not I could
I
feel it.
know.
I was like, "Oh, I could
Of
feel some
course.
stuff building, obviously." Who knows if it will turn out that way. It
Uh,
seems like it could, but
Back to the poker game too, when they're playing and you got Derek saying, "Hey, let's go leave them to talk," and then you have well, I forget what his name is, the other detective guy's like, "No way, I want to watch this." Like that was hilarious, but like, nope, we're going. So, great. Great ending. Great ending.
Well, we thought the actual mystery. I enjoyed again magic as that backdrop. I just think it basically can do no wrong. I mean, unless you really mess it up, it's hard to do. The evil, older, bad coffee guy, you don't assume him to be
Right.
the killer, especially when they first meet him. You're like, oh, there's this sophisticated guy with his coffee. And no, he turns out to be this horrible, horrendous, evil person. And so that to me was a great twist. I didn't see that coming. I kind of was in the dark about what to expect. And then the drugs for cancer for his girlfriend. I mean, all of that, I thought it was really well done, lots of twists. So it kind of kept you on your toes. And I think that just added another element to this already, as you had said, packed show. So I mean, kudos. I thought it was great.
I agree with you. And then the ending with them when they catch the bad guys using magic, like that's part of it. The the smoke comes and then the magician guy comes out, like, and then they, disappear and are behind them and the police like so good. I was like all my
You
inner,
just ruined my
magic stuff
standout scene and
was there. So
performance, Eric. That
sorry.
was it.
It was so good. And but then followed up with then they give the drugs over to the detective and it turns out it's the bunny instead. I thought that was great. So, because they're, by the book, but they're not by the books. Like that sort of is them. And, with the horse, you remember back they kept the horse. So they do all that stuff. So I love the way it wrapped up. But so pretty darn good. So what do you have for a standout scene?
Well, that was it. I was like the final scene with the magic trick, and they turned around, and you're like, oh, that was fun. I don't know how they did it. So that was it for me. What was yours?
Mine was a little earlier, and once again, the magic trip when they show up at the magic shop. And I just love the mentality of it because you got the guy who's the assistant who got the trunk and he's showing them the tricks. And Angie is totally
Oh.
like, whatever, whatever. Like you got Matt looking at it going, ooh, great magic. And Angie's like, trick. And but he's got that whole thing of like love magic. And that I related so much to it. And I don't know if I told you the story or not, but it made me think about when I went to Vegas with my wife and we went and we saw David Copperfield. So she's like, I'll do that one for you because we went and saw Def Leppard for her. And then during the day, I went and I signed up for another magic show and I went to it. And it turned out to be me and literally all these 12-year-old, 10-year-olds and stuff. And I'm sitting there in the front row, like, pick me, pick me, pick me
Ah!
to be there because I just love magic so much and it was
Oh
great.
my
And
gosh.
just seeing how Matt, when he saw him do the trick, and like he's walking, he's like, that was cool. Like whispers it back to the guy. I totally would be like, that's exactly how I would
Such a
be
gritty
with
TV watcher
with
you are.
that. Yes.
Oh man. Well, final thoughts. Again, I'm excited to see this next episode. I'm gonna as soon as we're done, I'll probably watch it because I want to see how they wrap up. I'm hoping. Obviously, the reviews say it's good, on IMDb, although they steered me wrong that one time for the show.
No, it was
But I'm
still good.
hoping, yeah, you liked it more than I did. But I'm hoping that hey, we have another dynamite episode to finish off season one. They maybe were on a. Are they going to get renewed for season two at this point? And that's why this episode was just like, yeah, no, let's throw in one of our best and then end it even stronger. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Well, you summed it up for me a little earlier when you're like, this felt like a season ending with all the drama and the cliffhanger and not the cliffhanger, but the big resolution with the relationship and all that. So where can it go? It's gotta
Yeah.
go, right? Like there's one more, so it's gotta be great. I just don't see it'd be a drag if it sort of is a letdown on like an afterthought because we're on the edge of the seat right now, and it seems like they're going to push us a little bit further and everything. So I'm really excited to watch it. And I would say, hey, I'm going to watch it too, but I've got 7.5 episodes of Diagnosis Murder to be watching. So I will be. Here's what I did. I
Uh,
with Amazon Prime, they had like the deals where you could get all the channels. I got my wife BBC Select, which is essentially 90% World War II documentaries, and that's her jam. I'm like, here you go. You can watch all these. Why I binge, 'cause like you were saying before, we have so much to
does she
watch.
watch Diagnosis Murder?
Does she know?
Oh.
She's into like give her some good World War II documentary. So, all right.
Sounds good.
Well, on
Wrapping
that
up
note,
just in time.
On that note, have a great day, Andrea.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark channel.